The newborn baby waved her little hand. A few pears fell from the roof, but her real goal was to be treated as a monster and thrown away. She thought showing her powers would make her family abandon her like in her past life, but to her surprise grandma's face darkened. She immediately told the family to keep it a secret, and said if anyone asked, just say the pears were picked from the mountain. Then grandma looked at the girl kindly, and said she didn't need to worry about anything at home, just grow up safely and happily. Feeling the love from her family, the girl was stunned. In her past life when she showed powers, her cruel parents sold her to a lab for experiments. For 6 years, she lived surrounded by cold machines, and eventually died in an accident. But now she was reborn as a baby in ancient times, and her first thought after birth was to die right away, because she believed this life's parents would hurt her just like before. But the next second, her second aunt brought a warm bowl of rice soup. Her 3 brothers were drooling from hunger, yet still said the soup was for their little sister. Hearing this, the girl couldn't understand. At that moment, an earthquake suddenly hit. Grandma rushed to shield the girl in her arms, worried something might fall and hurt her, while softly comforting her the whole time. But the girl only wondered if this was her chance to leave the world. A moment later the family moved to an open field, but the earthquake took the life of a neighbor. Who would have thought the grieving neighbor's wife stood up, then angrily rushed to strangle the girl, claiming she was a jinx, that the earthquake started when she was born, and her husband died because of her. The little girl thought her wish was coming true, but her father stepped in to protect her. Then all 3 brothers shielded her without hesitation. The neighbor woman kept yelling, getting more and more aggressive, until grandma finally snapped, handed the baby to her daughter-in-law, grabbed a wooden stick and shouted fiercely, if she dared speak ill of the girl again, she would beat her to death. At that moment the little girl felt for the first time what it was like to be protected and loved. Soon they returned home. The courtyard was a mess. Grandma told her 2 sons to clean up quickly, but they discovered all the grains were destroyed in the quake. There was not a single bite of food left, so grandma told the boys to go find tree bark to eat. Then the girl suddenly remembered her powers, thinking if she acted like a monster, they might finally throw her away. So she made a pile of fresh pears appear, but instead of being scared, her family tried even harder to protect her. With the girl's help, the whole family finally had a full meal. When night came, they started worrying about food again. The second son searched the woods nearby, but couldn't even find tree bark. Just then, the widow neighbor came with a basket of steamed buns, bragging loudly, thinking food could make them abandon the girl. But before she finished, grandma started yelling at her, then kicked her out of the house. This made the little girl feel for the first time in her life what true family love was like. Before she could process it all, her father suddenly ran back, saying grandpa had fallen and broken his leg on the mountain. Hearing this, the widow jumped out again shouting, saying the girl was to blame, and even brought gossiping villagers to prove it, insisting the girl was a curse. The villagers started to believe her. The girl thought for sure her parents would abandon her this time, but her mother knelt in front of everyone, begging them to spare the child. Her father and grandma also rushed to block the crowd. Even the brothers shouted no one could touch their sister. Seeing this, the village chief was moved, and led the villagers away. Then the family focused on grandpa's injury. Father wanted to trade grain for a doctor, but grandpa said, save it to buy food for the granddaughter. He could endure the pain. Then the girl suddenly remembered the pears in her space could be sold, so she waved her little hand, and countless pears rained down from the roof.